What if Little Red Riding Hood was called Little Red? And what if instead of going to see her grandmother, she went to see her big mama? And what if instead of her big mama living in a little cottage, she lived in a brick house? And what if instead of walking through the woods, Little Red took the Motown A train? We'd have a brand new story. I call it Little Red takes the Motown A train to Big Mama's brick house. Now I know there are those of you who believe that there ain't nothing like the real thing, baby. There ain't nothing like the real thing. But this is the way I heard the story, because you know, I heard it through the grapevine. Oh, I heard it through the grapevine. The story begins with Little Red getting a phone call from her big mama who said, I just called to say I love you. Keep going. I just called to say how much I care. Oh, Little Red loved her big mama, and truth be told, it had been quite a while since Little Red had visited her. Little Red said, oh, big mama, I'll be right over. Get ready. Get ready, 'cause here I come. Get ready, 'cause here I come. Get ready, 'cause here I come. Well, they had a nice, long conversation. And at the end of that conversation, after Little Red hung up the phone, she went and got a basket. And you know what she put in that basket. All the food that Big Mama liked. Some fried chicken. Some collard greens in an old jar that used to hold mayonnaise. You remember? What Tupperware? A couple of slices of sweet potato pie, some macaroni and cheese, and not from the blue and yellow box, and a small bottle of red wine, because you know Big Mama likes a sip or two in the evening. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? So she put all that stuff in that basket, put a little red tablecloth over that basket, put on her red jacket, you know, the one with the red. Oh, you went to audience school. This is very good. She goes to red, so she picked up that basket and she took the Motown A train to Big Mama's brick house. Do, 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 do. I thought you were in the audience. You didn't do that. Now, someone noticed her leaving, of course, well, not really someone, the wolf, the infamous Big Bad Wolf. Now, I do need to tell you, he wasn't always called the Big Bad Wolf, but he had issues, you know what I mean? He did, and those issues were with his papa, because you know, his papa was a rolling stone. Wherever he laid his hat was his home. And when he died, all he left us was alone. That Big Bad Wolf saw Little Red leave with that red jacket and the red hood and the basket, and he jumped into his car. Cadillac. Red. 20-inch rims. Diamond in the back. Sunroof top. As he drove on, he leaned in on that center console, put one hand on the steering wheel. I think some of y'all know he was digging the scene with a gangster. He sped off to Big Mama's brick house, and when he got there, he tricked her into letting him in. As soon as he got in, he tied up Big Mama, put some duct tape on her mouth, and put her in the closet. Yes, thank you. And then he heard some noise outside, so he decided he was going to get himself together. So he put on Big Mama's powdered, what you call that? Blue, silver blue wig, you know. And that powder blue nightgown and the matching powder blue do-rag. Now I gotta tell you, the do-rag was a little tight and his ears stuck out. If you want to be honest, he looked like the devil in the blue dress, devil in the blue dress, all. It goes with the music, I had to include it. Then he got into that bed, pulled those bed covers all the way up to his neck, and he called out, who's there? by golly, wow. You're the one that I've been waiting for forever. Little Red came up to Big Mama's brick house, opened up that door and went inside. She didn't have to go far until she saw that big bad wolf in Big Mama's clothes in Big Mama's bed. Little Red said, Big Mama, you don't look so good. That wolf said, oh, Little Red, you know, I don't feel so good. Tell you the truth, I'm kind of blue. Even though it's sunny outside, day after day, I stay locked up in my room. And it might sound strange, but I wish it would rain. How I wish that it would rain, 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 rain. Oh yeah, Big Mama, I wish it would rain too. That'll make you feel better. Because you know, Big Mama, I see your smiling face, but you know what they say about smiling faces. Smiling faces sometimes pretend to be your friend. Smiling faces show no traces of the evil that lurks within. Can you take it? Someone got it! Yes, you have been the audience. Well, Little Red said, Big Mama, I looking at you, you know, what big teeth you have, and what big lips you have. That big bad wolf said, yeah, I noticed that when I looked in the mirror. Don't be making fun of your Big Mama. You know, just ignore these teeth and come on over here and give these lips some sugar. No, I don't think so, Big Mama. I think I better leave, because you know, I can't get next to you. Oh, I can't get next to you. In the middle of that interlude, she was backing up toward that door, trying to get out, and you know as soon as she got to the door, you know the door was locked, because it's always locked in the stories, right? So the door was locked, that big bad wolf jumped out of that bed, he started chasing Little Red. Little Red started running around Big Mama's brick house, and she was running as fast as she could, and that wolf was chasing her. She said, you better think about what you're trying to do. Yeah, think. That wolf said, I can't get next to you, oh, I can't get next to you, oh, Little Red was running round and round so fast she felt like she was going in circles. Keep going. Oh, round and round I go. In circles. Now I'm strung out. And I'm strung, I forget that part. Over you, there you go, somebody, go ahead. Strung out over you, someone I heard. She was running around as fast as she could, and she couldn't think of anything, and finally it came to her. Rescue me! She yelled real loud, and Big Mama's next door neighbor heard her yell. His name was Mr. Hunter, Bill Hunter. Bill Hunter came out of his house, ran over to Big Mama's house, knocked down that door. He saw that big bad wolf chasing Little Red, and Bill Hunter said, stop. In the name of love, before you break my heart, think it over. That big bad wolf did not think. He kept chasing Little Red round and round. Little Red was running and screaming, and she's going in circles, and then Bill Hunter chased that wolf, caught that wolf, tied him up, put some duct tape on his mouth, put him on the floor in Big Mama's house, and Bill Hunter stood over to him and said, don't mess with Big. Don't mess with Big. Leave my Billy alone. Don't mess with Big. Well, I have to tell you, Little Red was safe. She ran over to Bill Hunter, gave him a great big hug. Bill Hunter hugged her back. He said, baby, everything is all right. Uptight, out of sight. But she was worried about Big Mama. Well, they looked around the house, they found Big Mama in the closet. They got her out, took that tape off her mouth, untied her. Little Red and Big Mama hugged. And then Big Mama went over to Bill Did I tell you he was fine? She went over to Bill, gave him a big hug and a big juicy kiss. She had wanted to for a long time, but the opportunity had not presented itself. And then she said, Bill, I love you so, I always will. Bill was smiling from ear to ear, but he had a wolf to deal with. Now, Bill did believe that all creatures should have an opportunity for redemption. So he took that big bad wolf to group therapy lessons. And after about 3 weeks, the wolf repented and decided he would no longer act on his innate little red temptation. A couple weeks after that, that big bad wolf left town, moved to Detroit, got together with another group of repenting souls, and they formed a group called The Temptations. And if you don't believe me, well, I can't help myself, because this whole story was just my imagination once again.